This is Adventure for Life. I'm Joel. This is day 3 of the 50th anniversary of the 74 Cutlass cross-country Odyssey and adventure. What you see down there in the distance where those cars are and the motorcycle is the entrance, the sign for the entrance to the northern side of the Blue Ridge Parkway. And as I scan here, you see the Cutlass in front of you. Obviously, there's some through hikers of the Appalachian Trail that just got dropped off. And this bridge leads up to Shenandoah National Park and Skyline Drive. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It's Waynesboro to Front Royal is the name of the town at the northern side of Skyline Drive, which goes through Shenandoah National Park. And so driving to there, and then I'm going to be driving on the interstate the rest of the way to a town called Fishkill, New York. So this is going to be, you know, the drive across Shenandoah National Park on Skyline Drive is about 100 miles. So it's going to take about 3 hours, and the rest of the day is going to be interstate driving. So, you know, there's not going to be a whole lot today, but that's the plan, and I'll video some as we go. So there's the sign for Shenandoah National Park and entering the Skyline Drive, and you see the ranger station up there, which is where I'm getting ready to pay and go in. But anyhow, getting started. This is McCormick Gap Overlook. It is the first overlook after you come into Shenandoah National Park from the south side. I'm at mile marker 104. And it's, you know, it's going to be more of what we've been seeing the last couple of days, except I think there's going to be more of, you can see in the distance, there's quite a few houses and whatnot. So anyway, I'm not going to obviously stop at every overlook, but since this was the first one, I thought I'd stop. By the way, it's $30 for one car to come into Shenandoah National Park, which, you know, I don't care how much it costs, but it's that's a lot more expensive than I would have expected. But anyway, 105 miles total, take about 3 hours. Okay, this is called Turk Mountain Overlook. You get about a little over 180 degree view as I pan here, but I mainly stopped to say, you know, you can see the overcast skies again. And I asked the park ranger when I came in, I said, hey, you know, is it going to be very crowded today? This is a Friday in June of 23. And he said, no, because of the smoke from the Canadian wildfires. So, you know, I saw something on the news about that, you know, causing some problems in New York City. We're obviously not that close to New York City, but we're not that far either. Anyway, you know, I don't think that's what I was seeing, you know, on the Blue Ridge or whatever. But that's one thing. Second thing is, as far as the car goes, again, the overdrive / transmission's running flawlessly. So this is the last time I'm going to mention it, unless something crops up. So we'll hope this is the last time I mention it, and we'll just consider that a blessing, that that quote-unquote fixed itself. Again, it appears to have been some kind of overheating problem, and I don't expect, based on the driving I'm going to be doing the rest of the time, to have to deal with that, but we'll see. Okay, I'm at about mile marker 48. Here's another, you know, semi-panoramic, or it is panoramic, I guess, outlook. So we'll start there, and I got about, I'd guess 210 degrees, something like that. There was a lot of construction. They're repaving the roads back there, so I ended up waiting at a couple of, places where they had us stopped on the road for 10 or 15 minutes each, which wasn't any big deal. But I mean, I'm glad they're repaving the road. Obviously, it wasn't that bad. What was there before didn't seem to really need to be repaved that much. But anyway, you still see the haze and whatnot. Couple motorcycles going by. Hasn't been that crowded here. I'd say this is not as good as the Blue Ridge Parkway. That's certainly not a complaint or a negative statement at all. It's beautiful, but the Blue Ridge is better, at least from my perspective. So, okay, I'm at a place called Skyland, and one thing that's different about Skyline Drive and the Shenandoah National Park is they actually have some services in here. They actually had a place not too far back where you could buy gas and whatnot, and you see here you can stay in a cabin or get a room or whatever. In fact, I think I stayed here a few years ago on a motorcycle trip that I took. Anyway, back to the Blue Ridge being more pretty, at least from my perspective. I just ran across this sign here that says this is the highest point on the drive, which is 3,680 feet. And I don't know if you remember from the first day on the Blue Ridge, it was, I think the highest point was 6,300 or 6,050 or something like that. So that's one of the reasons why the Blue Ridge to me was more attractive, is that you're almost double the height. So anyway, saw that sign. I thought I'd point that out. I think I'm at about mile marker 42, something like that. So I'm at about mile marker 35, so just got about 35 miles to go, and ran across this outlook, which is pretty cool because it's got this little rock thing here that you can climb up on. So I'll do that real quick. Quite a few people have stopped here just because of this, and it's pretty cool to just sit up here and look, and you got 180 degrees here that you can see, and you obviously see still the, that actually does smell like smoke. I wonder if that could be this stuff from the Canadian wildfires. Who knows? But I do get a little bit of a smoky smell. Anyway, I'm sure there's haze here. Canadian wildfires or not, on a pretty frequent basis. See you down the road. So I pulled over here. This is about mile marker 5, and this is going to be one of the last, overlooks we have. We've already fallen, 1,500 feet or something like that. So I think we're at about elevation 1,500 feet. And again, it wasn't, 40 miles ago, 35 miles ago that I was at the peak of 3,300 feet, whatever that was. Anyway, so last look of the Shenandoah National Park and Skyline Drive, and the view around it. Again, got probably 180 degree view here, so it's nice. Temperature's cool. I mean, again, this is early June, I guess, and it's in the 50s. As the sign says, I'm leaving Shenandoah National Park, and I fully intend on driving safely. Just as a quick synopsis, and again, this is a short day. It was 105 miles across the Shenandoah Skyline Drive through Shenandoah National Park, and it's really pretty, but it's not as good, in my opinion, as the Blue Ridge was. And you go on an adventure like this, and not everything you do is going to be the greatest, most fantastic thing that you've ever done in your life. And I expect on the rest of this trip, I'll have some days that are better than this, and I've already had some days that are better than this, and I'll have some days that are worse, just from you know, everything I saw and whatnot. And again, this was not a bad day at all. This is a fantastic day because I'm not at work and I'm driving my car and going across country and getting to do something a lot of people talk about and never do. And so I'm thrilled that I'm getting to do that. Anyway, from here I'm going to drive to Fishkill, New York, and I'm, you know, if you look that up on a map, the easiest way to get there, the most direct route, is through the New York City, not through downtown New York City, obviously, but I'm not about to do that. I've driven through there before, and way more traffic than I'm interested in being a part of. So I'm going to drive up to Scranton, Pennsylvania, home of the Office, for those of you that are Office fans, and then drive over to Fishkill from there. It's about a 6-hour drive, and I'll spend it on the interstate. So anyhow, this is the end of day 3 of the cross-country 50th anniversary Cutlass Odyssey. See you tomorrow.